Hey everybody, it's Will Gully with the Recruiting Lounge. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about NCAA and their new president, Charlie Baker, formerly the governor of Massachusetts. Yesterday he was on CNN, and one of the things that he talked about was the tumultuous time that the NCAA and the schools and athletics, college athletics is under right now. What's interesting about that, so that is, Charlie Baker comes from a political background, longtime politician, has ties to the White House and in DC. And the latest is that the House Commerce Committee is going to be meeting on later this month, their first session that they're going to actually have conversations about NIL and federal legislation around name, image, and likeness. Now, I bring this up because if that committee is able to have a narrow focus, then we might be one step closer to having some universal or federal governance around name, image, and likeness. Right now, states differ in how they're treating NIL and how they're allowing schools to engage with NIL activities. And because there's the difference, there are schools that are quote unquote doing things the right way and schools that are doing things the quote unquote wrong way. There are organizations and boosters and things that are going out and using NIL as a means to provide pay for play opportunities for student athletes. And there are schools that say our state ethics laws are such that boosters cannot talk to schools, and schools should not be connecting coaches to their respective collectives. And so there's a lot of this conversation going on right now about what can we do. And when I say we, I mean the school, the collective, the student athletes, the boosters. So those are the we's that we're talking about, and it's really, really muddy. And so when we get this, and again, it divided state by state. Some states like California are moving closer to actually having student athletes no longer be quote unquote amateurs and actually being employees. And there's implications with that from a school perspective in terms of what they can and cannot provide from a health and wellness situation, from a strength and conditioning perspective, from a room and board perspective. So there's a lot of these little like kind of fine details here that need to get fleshed out, and there needs to be a system that's consistent across the board, even if it is, hey, student athletes are professionals. That means one thing, and we can play underneath those rules. In sports, as long as everyone's playing by the same rules, things are fair, right? If people are not playing by the same rules, things are unfair. And that's kind of how we're at right now in this NIL space. So best of luck. Charlie Baker's not wrong. It is a tumultuous time for college athletics, for the NCAA, for the NCAA headquarters, and for the NCAA membership. It's a challenging time. Charlie's been in office for, just under a month or so, a month or two or whatever it is. So he's still trying to learn, and he's also quoted as saying, hey, the first little bit he's been there, he got inundated with people that got his phone call saying, making recommendations as to what he should be doing, what the NCAA should be doing, and how they should be doing it. But this is the right time for him to be out front. March Madness, the first games were yesterday, and they were spectacular, right? So he is up and he's in front. Not only is he out in front, I've said for a long time that the NCAA kind of has a PR problem, right? And so they're leveraging this time to get into the media, and not just sports media. They're talking to CNN, right? A mainstream news organization. And so they're going about this from a right perspective. They know that on the political side of things, the CNNs, the Fox Newses of the world, they have a large voice on that in that space. If they want to talk, they're going to get plenty of coverage from the ESPNs, from the Fox Sports, from Barstool Sports. They're going to get plenty of coverage from those organizations. If they can tap into this news and political piece of the puzzle, they'll have a voice there. And so from a PR perspective, he's doing the right thing. and bringing attention and awareness, trying to improve the reputation of the NCAA. You know, you go through, he does that yesterday. They had the first games of March Madness. End of the month, the House Commerce Committee is meeting, talking about federal legislation. You know, things are moving in the right direction. And so it'll be really interesting to see what shakes out of the tree. And my hope is that there comes, if at some point in time, there comes some federal, some universal guidelines that membership can abide by. Because at the end of the day, we want athletics to be fair. All right, everybody have a good day. And as always, may your day be filled with moments of grace, mercy, joy, and love. Bye now.